Welcome to the show radio. And now, here is your host, Andrew Alliance.
Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks for downloading episode 323 of the show radio. I'm your host, Andrew, and this is your source for tech, gaming, and entertainment news. Head over to theshowradio.info. Once again, that's theshowradio.info. And check out my past shows there. While you're there, subscribe and tell a friend about the show. The show is on iTunes, Android, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, and Google Play. And if you can subscribe in any of those places, it is greatly appreciated. So this particular episode, we're actually going to be reviewing the Roku TCL 55-inch TV, smart TV. So we're going to talk about that. Also, we're going to catch up on the news, and definitely excited about a couple of things that I did see recently. So I'll definitely share those things, and then we'll go from there. So as far as sponsors, this podcast is brought to you by ProXPN. ProXPN is a VPN service that secures your internet connection against eavesdropping, hides your location, and allows you to access your favorite sites no matter where you live or travel to. With it, no one can see the websites you visit or track your online activity. Check out theshowradio.info/ProXPN and use the promo code SHORAM for 20% off the lifetime of your account. This podcast is also brought to you by Audible.com. Audible has over 180,000 plus audiobooks to choose from. Get your first audiobook free with a 30-day trial. Check out theshowradio.info/audiobook for your free 30-day trial. So a couple of things I did see in the news. CBS has ordered a 1-hour live-action game show based on the mobile game Candy Crush Saga. Leonardo DiCaprio, his film production company, Appian Way, is actually partnering up with Paramount to produce Captain Planet. You know, Captain Planet. He's a hero. Yeah, I love that show. I still do. Sean Levy, whose directing credits include several episodes of Netflix Stranger Things, which I'm still watching that. I'm actually trying to finish up Luke Cage, all caught up on Supergirl. Anyway, as well as Night of the Museum films, Sean Levy is known for that, is set to direct the Uncharted movie. I think the Uncharted movie would be absolutely amazing because I'm a fan, obviously. So looking forward to seeing exactly what they're going to do with that. So aside from that, NBC's 1982 television show Knight Rider, I had to just put my phone on vibrate real quick, is being rebooted. So Knight Rider is being rebooted. A digital series is coming from the Fast and Furious director Justin Lin. So definitely I am excited about that because I'm a Knight Rider fan. I remember the show and it's just amazing. So I don't even know what they're going to do with that, but it's going to be really, really amazing. All right, so aside from that, I did see AT&T has reached a deal to acquire Time Warner. WhatsApp is testing video beta testers. BMW reboot its classic BMW films. That series on YouTube is really, really cool, featuring British actor Clive Owen. And I think the new short film is called The Escape. So definitely look at that if you have not seen that. Also, if I ever get another phone, which I'm sure I will, current phone is the S6. The next phone for me, as of right now, will be the OnePlus phone, whichever it is, whether it's the 3 or the rumored 3T. So that's the current thing. The rumor mill right now is going to have a new processor and a better display for the OnePlus 3T. Currently, what's on the market now is the OnePlus 3, which is an amazing phone, as you know, on paper, and even from what I've heard from individuals who have used the phone or reviewed the phone and things like that. So I'm excited about that particular phone. And one of the reasons I'm really very specific on which phone I'm going to get next is because of CyanogenMod. If the phone is not going to support CyanogenMod fully, I don't want the phone. Okay. So I've been having a conversation with my cousin the last couple of weeks. We've been going back and forth on what phone is decent, what phone, we should consider. And basically, I said to him, hey, man, if the phone doesn't support CyanogenMod in any way, shape, or form, especially, a stable build of CyanogenMod, I'm not really interested, and that's where I am. So, and also I'm looking for a phone that has the global frequencies and stuff like that because we plan to travel in the future. So I just want to have all those options available to me and not have any issues. So OnePlus is on my radar. The Asus phone, I think the Zen phone 2 is supported by CyanogenMod, and that's where I am right now. Just looking at phones specifically for that because I like that OS, and I hear that Oxygen OS on OnePlus is good. It has come a long way. So I'm definitely looking forward to make that next step if I get another phone. And the other thing too, I do not want a monthly bill for my phone. My S6 is paid off, and that's a great feeling. And I'm looking forward to doing the same for my next phone without having to pay a 2-year contract, $30 a month thing, and being locked into that. And I'm not really interested. So that's what's going on there. Also, 101 of the best free software for your Windows PC. I'm going to have that link in the show notes for you as well. So video game news, a couple of things really, really quick. Audio company THX has been acquired by laptop and accessory manufacturer Razer. PlayStation 4 dashboard will soon host a tournament feature in collaboration with ESL. Galaga Legions, Joe Danger 2, and the Orange Box are now backwards compatible with Xbox One. GameStop is, I guess, the new Funko Land, will now accept trade-ins for retro games and a number of retro consoles at all of its locations. So that's really interesting. And last but not least for the gaming news, before we actually get to the TV review, is Sony, and I'm really, really excited about this. Sony has officially licensed 2 third-party manufacturers to develop Pro controllers for the PlayStation 4. So now the thing is, I really like the Xbox One controller. And I know some individuals are upset because Sony has licensed 2 third-party manufacturers to develop the same kind of design of a controller for the PlayStation 4. And I really like that design. I never really had any issues with it particularly, but I don't like not having options, right? And if a company decides that because this format works, and even when you look at the Nintendo controller, it's very similar to that style of the Xbox controller. And you look at the upcoming controllers with these 2 third-party manufacturers, and I'm going to open that up real quick while I'm talking about it. One of them is Razer, right? And I believe that one is called the Razer Raiju. I may be saying that completely wrong, but don't stone me for that. And the next one is the Nacon Revolution. Now, the Nacon or Nacon, depending on how you want to say that, Revolution is the one I really like because that one looks exactly like an Xbox controller to me. So I'm really excited about that one. I really like its design. And I guess currently on the market right now, if you would consider a pro PlayStation controller, you probably look at the company like Scuff. I think they make some great controllers. So you look at them. But this particular lineup is really good. It gives individuals other options other than Scuff because right now they are the pro PlayStation controllers on the market. So once you release the Nacon Revolution and the Razer Raiju, that's going to be a different situation. So I'll definitely have that in the show notes. And I definitely want to see if I can get a hold of the Revolution here in the studio. That would be absolutely amazing. So excited about that as far as controllers are concerned, and looking forward to seeing the updates on that in the near future. So here we are. This is the review right now. This is the review for the 4K 55-inch TCL Roku TV review. Okay, so this showed up at my house, 55 inches, had to carry it up the driveway, got it into the house. Setup was pretty simple, very, very simple. You have the stands, and they're labeled, so you can't confuse which stand goes on the left side or which stand goes on the right side. So you're good there. Okay, so you got a couple of screws, Phillips screwdriver, and you're good to go. So the stands are cool. I like the fact that they have stands instead of a pedestal because pedestals are easier to tip over. So I like that particular thing. So that was quick, no problems. You plug it in and then you get ready to turn on the TV. Now, when you're looking at the screen and it's off, okay? When you're looking at the screen and it's off, there is a thin black bezel all the way around except for the bottom part. It's kind of black on the bottom. It is black, but it is also silver, and I think they have the silver trim on the bottom to match the silver stands, right? That's okay. I mean, it's black all the way around, and it's thin enough, and I like that. So I'm good there. So going to the back, you have 4 HDMI ports, which support HDCP 2.2, which is a technology designed to prevent illegal copying of 4K Ultra HD content. You have the Ethernet port for smoother streaming. You have the composite AV in. You have the digital audio out. You have the audio out if all else fails. You have that also, as well as the reset button. So you have all those things in the back. So in terms of content, it's the TV, nothing else. So everything is embedded into the TV. One of the things I really like is the options of over 3,000 Roku channels. Embedding Roku's library into a TV is absolutely amazing. So there's no external boxes or anything like that, which is great. Also, they have 4K Spotlight content, like a channel that's curated of all the movies available to stream in ultra high definition. In addition to that, you have 4K content from apps like Netflix, Amazon Instant Video, Ultraflix, and Vudu. You also have a search function that allows you to find results across multiple channels, and I did test that out. I put in Gladiator because that's one of my favorite movies. So after I put in Gladiator, then it gave me, okay, Gladiator is available on Netflix. Gladiator is available on this for $2.99. Gladiator is available for that, and et cetera, et cetera. So it gives you a search function of whatever you search for across multiple channels, and that is really, really cool. So you have that. Also, you have the ability to create your own feeds of movies, and you can just catalog that however you want to, and you create your feed, and you be awesome in your own way. So you have that, and also the upscaling technology. So the Pro 4K Ultra HD upscaling technology delivers near 4K quality from 1080p HD sources, and it looks really good. It looks really good. So I was able to check a couple of things out, even through my Plex count, and it looks good. That's really all I have there. It just looks good. Okay. So the last but not least, this is what I really want to spend some time on. I actually wrote something I definitely want to share with you here. So the Roku OS, one of the things I really like about the Roku OS is that it gives you all the possibilities, I guess, as they add more as far as the apps are concerned, and it doesn't limit what apps you can or cannot have on the OS. Okay, so that could be a good thing, and that could be a bad thing depending how you want to look at that. But the fact that you have all or a good amount of options to choose from based on what you want to watch at the time, whether that's watch ESPN, NBA, Netflix, Vudu, Hulu, it doesn't matter. It gives you everything to some degree, if you consider it everything, but over 3,000 channels. I think when I was looking at it, the religious section alone had over 1,000 channels. Just saying, just over 1,000 in just that category alone. So anyway, so Roku OS running the latest 802.11 AC wireless standard, and Ethernet port for lag-free streaming. I kind of mentioned that earlier on the top. What I really like about this OS, which I just mentioned, I kind of freestyled it, I'm going to read it now, is that it doesn't try to sell me on one app over the other. If they can fit on their platform, the app will be available for you to use, and that's all I want. Okay, that's all I want. So ESPN isn't on the PlayStation Network unless I use View. What if I already have a cable account? I just use Roku's Watch ESPN or any other app of my liking, and I'm good to go. I say this because the only way I was able to watch this, namely ESPN, was to either cast it from my phone or turning on the Xbox One. Now I have another way to watch it without using an additional external source. So overall, as far as the TV viewing experience is great. As far as setup is great. As far as the blacks being black, that's cool. And in terms as the bright, accents that need to be on the screen, that looks cool too. The only thing that I really think this TV is missing, and is missing one thing, is that it does not have HDR. Outside of looking great, giving you the options to change the tone, whether you want to have a movie setting, a low power setting, and different things like that. A cool remote. The remote is pretty cool. It's very simple. It doesn't have the headphone jack. I think that's on the other series, the P series of the lineup. So you have your so the another thing I want to mention about the remote, it has preset buttons on the remote like Netflix and HBO Go Now or whatever it is, and a couple other things. I don't know if I like that. I think that's just personal preference, because who says I really want those things as quick apps? So I'm assuming that they probably did a survey, and the survey came back that these are the actual buttons they want under remote control. That's fine. No issues there. It's just not my thing. I'd rather just go to the menu and then just see what I want to watch. And so just, I'm very picky when it comes to that, because before we're talking about options. So the only thing that I would say that this TV is missing, and it is missing, HDR. Okay, so outside of that, in terms of looking good, setting up and all those things are pretty cool. I would definitely recommend this TV to anyone who do not care about HDR. Okay, and it's competitively priced, and it is really, really awesome. So over 3,000 streaming channels. That's insane. Ethernet port, Wi-Fi, all the good stuff. It's definitely smart. And if you don't care about HDR, I definitely say look into it. So I'll have a link for this particular TV. This TV here, which is the 4K 55-inch TCL Roku TV. And I like it. Thanks, TCL, for sending this over for me to talk about it on this podcast, this episode 323 of the show radio. And that's pretty much it. So I wanted to tell you guys that. So closing remarks, if I have any, the show is on iTunes, Android, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, and Google Play. Subscribe with your favorite podcatcher and tell a friend about the show. You can actually do that at theshowradio.info/listen. Once again, that's theshowradio.info/listen. Thanks for listening. I think I'm going to add some tracks for DJ Cutman's latest Halloween album on this. So I'm going to have a track in the front for that and a track as we close right now. So thanks for listening, guys, and I will see you next time. Peace.
You're listening to The Show Radio. Visit our blog at theshowradio.info. Subscribe and rate us on iTunes at theshowradio.info/iTunes. theshowradio.info/iTunes.